Good morning, students. Welcome to this new lecture of Transportation Engineering 2. As you all know that in last lecture we have studied about the types of signal. Okay, basically we are dealing with the signaling system in railway, in which in previous lecture we have seen that what is basically signaling means and what are the objectives of signals. Okay, apart from that we have also studied about the types of signals. As you can see in front of your screen, there are basically four characteristics on which the signals are classified. We have seen the first two characteristics in previous lecture. We saw what is operating characteristics and what is functional characteristics. In operating characteristics, there are three signals which comes under operating characteristics on the basis of their operation. We saw that what is detonating signals, what is hand signal, what is fixed signal based on their operating. Okay, and then we saw what is functional characteristics. In functional characteristics, there are four signals which comes under this functional characteristics. First was the stop or semaphore signals, second was warner signal, then shunting signal, and last one was colored signal. So we saw these two basic uh, classification of signals on the basis of operating and functional characteristics. This is also very important both. So today we will see another classification of signaling system in railway. Today we will see what is location characteristics and what are the special characteristics of signals. Okay, so we have covered this operating and function in the first part of railway signals. This is the second part of railway signals. So we will see what is location characteristics and what is special characteristics. As you can see in location characteristics, location means actually where the signal is located. Okay, the position of railway signals. The signal may be of different types. It may be a semaphore, it may be a warner, it may be a hand signal, it may be a colored signal. But what is location means? Location means where the signal will situate, where the signal will locate. Okay, what is will be the best location of signal. Okay, there are the location is very important. Location is very important. The placement of signal is very important. So we will see that what is basically location characteristics mean. There are two basic signals which comes under location characteristics. First is reception signal, second is departure signal. As the name indicates, you can understand from the name itself that reception means when the train arrives at a railway station, and departure means when the train moves from the railway station. So what is reception signal, what is departure signals? They will say this. Okay, so let's start. See here, this is the location characteristics. So first we will see what is reception signal. As I told you that reception means when the train arrives at a railway station. That is called as for example, suppose this is a platform and this is a railway line. Okay, this is a platform, this is a railway line, train coming from this direction. Okay, this direction it is coming to this railway station, this platform, and then after that it will move from here. Suppose train is coming from this direction, so those signals which will placed here at the starting of this platform. Okay, the signal which will placed here at the starting of this platform, it may be from, it may be here, it may be here, it may be here. Okay, suppose these are the location of signals. Okay, when the train comes to this platform or this railway station, so all the signal which plays a role during the reception of train to any railway station. Okay, these signals are called as reception signals. Okay, it is receiving a train. Okay, this signal plays an important role while the train arrives at a railway station. When train received suppose this platform will receive the train. Okay, it will receive a train. So this, that's why it is called as reception signal, because it is provided before train entering into a railway station. Okay, these are provided before the train entering into the railway station. That's why it is called as reception signals. Okay, so these reception signals may be of different types. So let's see what are these reception signals are. Here first let's see what is reception signals. Here these two lines are written here about the reception signals. So let's see what it is showing us. First is the signals which controls the reception of train into a station. The signals which controls the reception of train into a station are called the reception signals. Okay, as I told you before, the signals which is placed, suppose this blue color indication is a signals, these signals which are placed, okay, these signals which controls the reception of train into this station. Suppose this green color is a platform or a station. Suppose a train is coming from this direction, see, you can see this arrow. Suppose a train coming from this direction and these signals controls the train. Okay, these signals, the blue color signals, are controlling the train, okay, before entering into a railway station. That's why it is called as reception signal. Okay, the same thing is written here. The signals which controls the reception of train into a station are called as reception signals. Okay, there are two basic type of reception signal. Okay, just two types of reception signals are there. First is outer, second is home. There are two types of reception signals: outer signal and home signal. Okay, outer signal and home signal, these are called as reception signal. So let's see what is outer signal first. What outer signal and home signal are the types of reception signal. Okay, remember this, these are the types of reception signal. So first is, what is outer signal? See, the name again indicate itself. Outer means the station. Suppose you might have heard the term that the train is standing on the outer. Okay, you might have traveled with a train, so you might have seen that the before approaching into a railway station, train usually stands zero point 0.1 to 2 kilometer before the railway station. Why the train usually stands there? Because it does not get the green signal. The outer signal indicate that the train has to stop there, because it may be there may be repair work may be going on, or it may be because of the train, another train is standing in front of your train. So the outer signal indicates that the train cannot move forward. Okay, that's why it is usually provided. For example, in this case, this is the railway station, and this might be the outer station, outer signal. Okay, this might be the outer signal, or it might be outer signal. Okay, these might be outer signal, these three are these three, this and this might be a outer signal. Okay, outer signal, usually when train arrives at a railway station, it may be before zero point 0.5 kilometer to 0.8 kilometer maybe from railway station, the outer signals are placed. Okay, these outer signals gives a clear indication. Suppose outer signal shows a red color, it means train has to stop here only. Train has to stop here only. Okay, if it shows green, then train will move, and another outer signal will be there. If it shows green, that it means train will move forward. Okay, so these outer signals are usually provided at outer side of railway station. Okay, it is usually provided before the entering into a big station or a junction. That's why outer signal is usually provided. Okay, so let's see what is written here. See here, the outer is the first stop signal at railway station. Just remember this, outer is the first stop signal or first signal which is provided at before the railway station where it is provided. Okay, at station where it is provided, this is the first stop signal which indicates the entry of the train from block to the station yard. Suppose this is a station, and there may be a station, there is a approach of station. Okay, so it is basically provided between approach and platform. Okay, it should be placed at an adequate distance from the point up to which the line can be obstructed from the permission to approach has already been given. Okay, this adequate distance on the basis of maximum allowable speed in India comes equal to 0.45 km for broad gauge, zero point 0.4 for meter gauge. Therefore, the first signal, outer signal, is provided at the distance beyond the station limit. Don't just get confused with this. I'll just explain you with a very easy, in very easy language. Just see here. Suppose this is a platform and your train is coming from this direction. So the distance of outer signal is 0.45 54 kilometer for broad gauge. If this gauge is broad gauge, it means the minimum distance, or you can say minimum distance of outer signal is 0.54 kilometer from broad gauge. Suppose this is a platform, so from here to here the distance of this distance, and this is point, for example let me write here, let me see, suppose from this platform to this signal, this distance is 0.454 kilometer for broad gauge. Okay, minimum distance 0.54 kilometer for broad gauge, the location of outer signal. So suppose the train coming from this direction, suppose this train is coming. Okay, so it will show whether the train has to stop here or it has to move according to the condition. Okay, suppose another train is standing here, so it will, another train is occupying this platform, it means it will show a red color. Okay, it will show a red color, and if there is no train, there is a clear way, then it will show green color. So that's why it is called as, it is the first signal which is placed around 0.54 kilometer from the platform, or you can say from the station. So this is called as outer station. I hope you got it. Outer station, what is outer station? Okay, so let's move forward. So just see this figure, this is another figure. Suppose this is a platform, this is a railway line. Here a Warner signal, which is a outer signal. Outer signal may be Warner, it may be semaphore. Okay, outer signal may be a different type of signal. Okay, outer means, that's why it is calling, we are calling it outer, because it is located on the outer side of railway station, around 0.5 to 1 kilometer from railway station. So see this location of outer signal. Okay, this is the outer signal, this is the railway line, this is another railway line, this one platform, this is one platform. So for this platform, this is the railway line. So you can see the outer signal which is placed at 0.5 to 1 kilometer from platform. So this is the location of outer signal. So from this image you can understand it. This is the down movement, this is the up movement of train. So let's see another type of signal, that is home signal. See, this is also very important signal. Why we are calling it home signal? Because it is located on the railway station itself. See this image, this is a railway platform, and this is the location of home signal. This is the home signal because it is located, we are considering railway station as a home. Okay, if we consider railway station as a home, then the signal which is located on railway station itself, it will be called as home signal. That's why we are calling it home signal, because it is located on a railway station. That's why it is called as home signal. So why home signal is important? Because for example, see this image, this is a platform, and see this home signal, these are the home signal. Okay, these are the home signals. Suppose there are many lines are there, there are many sidings are there. So train, the why home signal is located, because it allows the train to enter into a railway station. It is just provided at railway station, so it controls the movement of train into a railway station. Okay, on which platform train will divert, it will also to show the, for example, it will also show the lines. Okay, for example, train is coming, and it will also indicate on which platform or which railway line train will occupy. So see here what is home signal is. Due to its location at the door of station, it is termed as home signal. Okay, this home signal has a bracket arm. See, these are the bracket arm. See this, that it is called as bracket arm. This is a bracket arm to indicate which line is to be used. For example, suppose in this, line it is showing a green color at the middle, it means train will occupy the middle track. If it is showing the middle, this in this, if it will show a red line, it means train is standing here at the second track. Okay, so the number of arm indicate the number of railway lines on the platform. Okay, see here, home signal has a bracket arm to indicate which line is to be used. Okay, this is for the first line, this is for the second line, this is for the third line. So it might, here might be first, second and third. Okay, it's not clear in image, but suppose there are three arms, so it means three railway lines are here. And suppose the first arm indicate green, it means train we can stand here. And if the second arm indicate green, it means train can stand next to this line. And if it shows this lower arm shows green, it means train can stand at the third line. Okay, so this arm indicate the lines. Okay, this line, railway line, is to be used. Okay, It is one of the important function of interlocking to ensure that route is properly set before the signal arm is taken to off position. It means it is also helpful with the interlocking system. We will study the interlocking system. So the function of home signal is to protect the siding already occupied. For example, the train is standing here. Suppose this in this image you can see. Suppose train is standing this in this particular line, so it will show in this middle line. It will show red. Okay, so it is important. Uh, Main function of this home signal is to protect from the siding. Okay, protect the siding from occupied train. Now this signal is therefore located not more than 180 meters from the start of points or switches. For example, see this is the point. Just as you can see, this is the point. So the distance from the points and crossing is 180 meter on railway station. Okay, 180 meter. So the it will indicate the train can move to another side. So it will show green color. So train can move. That's why it is located at 180 meters from the start of points or switches, and unless there are other means of holding the route. Okay, the lock retaining bars are provided to hold the route when the distance is more than 180 meters. Okay, home signals carry as many arms as the number of diverging line. As I told you, the number of arm indicate the number of diverging line. For example, there are three arms, so it means there will be a three siding. This is one. Then the further you can, maybe it may be two lines also there. So three arms mean three diverging lines. So the basic purpose of this home signal is to control the movement of train into the railway station. Suppose this green light, what is this green light means? Train can move forward. Okay, train can move forward. Suppose it indicate red, it means train will stop at the railway station. From here itself train has to stop. Train cannot cross this signal. Okay, and if it shows yellow, it means train can cautiously move, slowly can move. Okay, yellow means train can slowly move. So this is basically a home signal, and you can see this from this image. Outer signal is the first signal, home signal is the second signal, second reception signal. Outer signal is placed at 0.5 kilometer, and home signal usually placed at 180 meter, 180 meters, 0.18 kilometer from the platform, from the points and crossing, or from where the train track is diverges. Okay, so these are the functions of home signals. So let's move to the another type of signal, departure signal. See, the name again indicate itself. Departure means when the train dispatches from the platform or from the station. See here, departure means when the train dispatches. It is usually provided located at located at when the train dispatch. Okay, for example, suppose here the signals which controls the dispatch of the train from the station are known as departure signal. There are two types of departure signal. First is starter, second is advance signal. So for example, suppose this is the platform. This green color is the platform, okay, and this is the railway line. Now train will move in this particular direction. For example, suppose train will move in this particular direction. Okay, this is the direction of this is the direction train will come. Suppose train is coming from this direction, it will counteract with the reception signals. Train stand here for some time, then it will start moving in front forward. Okay, suppose train is coming from this direction, there are outer signal, there are home signal, then train stands here, then after some time it will dispatch from this platform. So when it dispatches from this platform, the first signal the train will encounter after the train dispatches from the railway station, the first signal will be the starter signal. Suppose here is the starter signal, train will first encounter with the starter signal. After starter signal, at some distance there is another signal, advanced starter signal. Okay, this signal controls the movement after train dispatches. For example, train dispatches from this station, then suppose it moves here, Suppose another train is standing here. Suppose there is another train, and your train is coming from here. So what will happen? It will show red color. So train will stand here until this line gets clear. Okay, until this line gets clear, it will show a red color. So train will stand here. Then again train will move. Then again train will encounter with another signal, which is advanced starter signal. Suppose in here for in further line is, suppose this track is occupied. Okay, so it will again show red color. Okay, so these signals usually provided at after train dispatches from the station, so that until the train gets clear way. Okay, that's why it is provided after the dispatch. That's why it is called as departure signal. Okay, so suppose first is a starter signal. See, starter signal marks the limit up to which train stopping at a station comes to an end or halt. Okay, home signals carry as many arms as the number of diverging lines, where separate signals are provided for each line. See, as you see in the case of home signal, the number of arms are indicates the number of diverging line. But in this case, from this image you can see, for this line this is the starter signal, for this line this is a starter signal, for each separate line there is a separate starter signal. This is a kind of a starter signals. Okay, okay, so it has a separate these lines have a separate starter signal for separate lines. Okay, the starter signal is the last stop signal at a station. See, this point is very important. At a station, this starter signal is located just near the station. Okay, just near the station, these signals are located just near the station. The same location might be of a home signal. Okay, just near the station it is located. If a advanced data signal is not provided, then in such cases it has to be placed outside all connections of a line to which it refers, unless the permitted by approved instructions. Thus, no train can leave the station unless the starter signal shows the proceed position. Suppose there is a advanced starter signal which is located around 1 kilometer from the railway station. So suppose this advanced starter signal is not available, then in that case starter signal plays the role of advanced starter signal. So train will move from the station until it gets clear signal from the starter signal. Okay, train cannot move forward until it gets clear signal from the starter signal. It is the signal which is provided near the railway station. Okay, while the train dispatches from the railway station. So I hope you got this starter signal. Remember one thing, starter signal is separate for separate line. For example, this line, this is the starter signal. For this line, this might be the starter signal. Okay, for this line there might be another starter signal. Okay, so let's see this line, last line, no train can leave the station unless the starter signal shows the proceed position. Okay, train cannot leave the station until this starter signal shows the proceed position, means green signal. Okay, so this is the starter signal. So let's see what is the next one is. Next is advanced starter signal. From this image, see there, suppose train is moving, this is the starter signal. Train is coming from this direction, for example. Suppose train is coming from this direction, first it will encounter outer signal, then home signal, then train will stand here for some time, then it will dispatch. When it dispatch, first it will face the starter signal. Okay, the second it will face the advanced starter signal. Okay, these are the four signals which the train faces during the entry and exit of a railway station. Okay, so see here, what is advanced starter signal? Besides the starter signal for each of the station lines from the which the train start, an advanced starter may also be provided, generally 180 meter or more beyond the trailing points or switches. The advanced starter becomes the last stop signal at the station where it is provided. In general, advanced starter is an indication of the train having left the station and is no more the responsibility of station master. See, this advanced starter signal, okay, this is located at around 180 meter from the platform. It is provided after the starter signal. This is another stop signal. Okay, starter signal, and advanced starter means it is provided after the starter signal. It is an indication that when the train crosses this advanced starter, it means the train is not the responsibility of station master. It means train has successfully departed from the this particular station. Advanced starter is an indication that train has successfully dispatches or moves away from this particular station, and it is not the response. Now it is not in the control of station master. It is no more the responsibility of station master. It is the last stop signal. Okay, it may be provided. It means that this is a this is not compulsory advanced starter signal. It may be provided or may not be provided, but the most important is starter signal. Starter signal is compulsion. So I hope you have understood this location signal, okay, and what is basically reception signal and what is starter signal. So in reception signals you saw outer signal and home signal, okay. In departure signal you saw starter signal and advanced starter signal. So when the train coming from this direction, first it will face outer, then it will face home signal, then after that starter and advance when it dispatches from a platform. So again, suppose train is coming from this direction, so first it will face outer, then home, then it will stand here, then it will move. First it will face starter, then advance. So this will depend on the direction of movement. Okay. Suppose when train coming from this direction, it has different signal. When coming from this direction, it has different signals. So let's see the last characteristics on which signals are classified. The last characteristics is special characteristic. We have studied the location characteristic in which we saw reception and departure signals. So let's see what is special characteristics. This means the special signals. Okay, these are the special signals, the special characteristics on which signals are provided. Okay, okay, so these are the special signals. As you can see, the first is a repeater or coacting signal, and routing signal, then calling on signal, point indicators, modified lower quadrant semaphore signal, and then miscellaneous signals. So let's see what is repeater or coacting signal first. See, first is repeater or coacting signal. It comes under a special characteristics. So what is repeater? The name indicates itself, repeating signal or coacting signal. That's signal which indicate the same thing. Okay, the signals which indicate the same thing means coacting signal, and repeater means the repeating signal, which gets repeated. So generally when a train passes through a station without stopping, the driver comes across five signals. There are basics five signals: Warner signal, outer signal, home starter, and advanced starter. This is advanced starter. But when the driver's vision is obstructed by overbridge between signals or sharp curvature in the alignment or due to any other reason, a signal is provided with a duplicate, okay, with a duplicate arm of smaller size at a suitable position which repeats the indication of signal ahead. Simple. For example, train is moving, and if gets it gets obstructed, the vision of driver gets obstructed. How it will get obstruct? Suppose in this image you can see this is a bridge. Suppose there is a signal, but due to this bridge, driver cannot see that there is a signal. So here it is a repeater signal. This red arrow is indicating a repeater signal. Whatever this signal indicates, there is another signal. Whatever this signal indicates, the same thing will indicate in this signal also. It is coacting signal of this. Why we have provided this coacting signal? Because when the train moves from this curve and it will encountered with this small bridge, so the driver may not see this signal. Okay, there is a chances that driver can miss this signal. That's why this signal is provided. Okay, this might be a stopping signal, it may be any kind of a signal. Okay, this signal is provided just because this driver can miss this signal because of this bridge. Okay, because of this bridge driver can miss this signal. That's why this signal is provided. Okay, this is the overbridge. This when overbridges comes here, we can also provide a coacting signal. And in another case here, a sharp curvature in alignment. For example, train is moving like this. Okay, train is moving like this. There is a sharp curve As you can see, there are two signals, both the signals indicating the same thing, the green light. These are the co-acting signals. Suppose it's a sharp curve. Okay, train is moving from here. Okay, train is moving, and suppose due to this valley, due to this high ground, this high ground is near this high ground there is one signal. Okay, suppose there is one signal. So when train is coming from this direction, okay, from this direction, there is a chances that due to this high ground, the driver can miss this signal. Okay, driver can miss this signal. Okay, driver can miss this signal because of this high ground when train is coming from this direction. Okay, from this direction. Okay, from this direction train is coming. So due to this high ground, okay, when train is here, just an example is here. See, this is a curve, this is the signal, and this is another signal is here. Okay, this signal is this one, and this signal is on this right side one. So when train coming from this direction, there is a chances due to this high ground the driver can miss this signal. Okay, so that's why another co-acting signal is provided on the right side. Just that why this we provide this signal, because the driver has a chances that it may miss this signal, this left side signal. That's why we provide another signal on the right side which indicates the same thing which this signal is indicating, but we have provided this repeater signal just to ensure that the driver can see this. Okay, just to ensure that the driver should see this, because due to this high ground it may not see this signal, that's why we provide another same signal on the right side so that driver can easily see this signal. Okay, that's why we provide this co-acting or special signal. Okay, I hope you got this. This is a duplicate signal basically. Just understand, this is a duplicate signal. Okay, so let's move forward. Another type of signal is a routing signal. Okay, routing signal is basically provided near the shunting operation, near the points and crossing, or near the when the train diverges into different tracks. Suppose this is the main line, this is the first siding, second siding, third and fourth one. So these signals are provided here before the diverging operation take place at big station. So it will indicate, the signals indicate train has to move on which side, on which platform. For example, there are number of platform 1 2 3 4. So it indicates, the signal indicates to where the train, that which line is to train has to occupy. Okay, which train needs to move. For example, this one indicate green, it means train will have to move on this first siding or first line. It indicates two, green color on two line, means train has to move on the second line. 3 means 3 line, 4 means 4 line. Simple. Okay. So here at big station where number of line exists at the station, taking off different route from the main line besides one main home signal. There is also a home signal, but home signal indicates the same thing. Okay. Home signal also indicates the same thing, but suppose there are so many lines. In home signals, there are the number of arm is same as the number of diverging line. But suppose there are many 10 or 4, 10 or 15 maybe the diverging line. So what happened? Instead of home signal is also there, but these routing signals are usually provided, which indicates the train has to occupy which number of line. Okay. So taking off different route from the main line. Besides the home signal, routing signals are provided at points of diversion. So this is the point of diversion. Train is diverting from this point. That's why we provide this near the points of diversion. Lowering of any one of the signal indicates that the track of which the points are set. Okay, the number of platform or line which a particular signal control is indicated by number of plate attached. There are number of plates. These plates indicate the number of lines. Okay, these numbers correspond to the setting of points for the train entering that platform or route. Okay, there are four tracks are there. That's why there are four number of plates. It indicates the uh, divergence. Okay, for example, train needs to stand at the number 3 line, so it will indicate number 3 will indicate green. Okay, it will indicate green color. So train coming from this main line can go to the third line. Okay, this is usually provided on big station, big junctions, where number of divergence lines are too much. Okay, there are a number of divergence lines. Okay, so this is a routing signal. Okay, so I hope you got this divergence or routing signal. Let's see, calling on signal. See, this is another special type of signal. I'll just tell you. Okay, suppose this is a home signal. Okay, you know what is home signal? We have studied home signal. Suppose home signal indicates a red line, it means train needs to stop. But suppose this calling on indicating this calling on signal showing the green light, it means train can slowly move. Okay, train can slowly move. Calling on signal just provided to indicate that train can slowly move. Suppose this calling on signal is off, it means train has to stop. But suppose this calling on signal is on, it means it is showing green light, it means, and home signal is showing off, but this indicating green light, it means train can slowly move. Okay, train doesn't need to stop there, train can very slowly can move. Okay, here this consists of small arms below the parallel to home signal fixed on the same vertical post. This is the same vertical post for home signal. When a train stops with a home signal indication, then a calling on signal permits the train to proceed cautiously by keeping the signal arm at proceed position. These signals are very much helpful for repair works on the track are going on. Even though calling signal may be off, proceed position of the driver should be prepared to stop at the any moment. For example, this is very helpful in case of, for example, repair work is going on. Train can very slowly move, although the home signal indicating the stop position. But if the calling on signal is showing the proceed position, or it means it shows green position, it means train can slowly move and train has to be ready. The driver has to be ready to stop the train at any position. Whenever it gets indication from the station master, the train needs to stop right at this moment. So it will stop. Okay. So these are the calling signals. Okay. I hope you got this. Let's move to the next signal, that is point indicator. See, this is the image of point indicator. See, point indicator means we have studied what is points and crossing. As you know, this is the point and this is the crossing. This is crossing and this is the point. Okay, this is stock rail and this is tongue rail. So when a train diverges from one track to another, it diverges from the point itself. So point indicator, the name itself suggesting that it is provided near the points. Okay, see, these are mainly used to indicate the route to driver as a precaution against bursting of points or running into occupied line when the signals are not available for this purpose. Suppose there is no signal available near the points, so we provide this point indicator. This is only provided in those positions where the signal near shunting signal. You may remember the shunting signal we studied in the first part. The shunting signal is provided near the points and crossing. So suppose there is no shunting signal is available, so we provide this point indicator. This point indicator shows whether the train can move from one track to another track, or it may, okay, one track to another track. So suppose train needs to divert from this main line to this line, and this line, for example, this red indicate means train cannot diverge from this point. Okay, train cannot diverge from this line. Suppose this red light indicate train can diverge. Okay, so this point indication is usually provided when the shunting signals are not available or any signals near the points and crossing is not available. So this is just called as point indicator. Red means train cannot divert, green means train can divert. Okay, simple. So let's move on to the next signal, that is the special miscellaneous signals. Okay, there are another signals, miscellaneous signals, which comes under the miscellaneous category. Okay, these are very simple signals. Just see, first is a caution indicator. When the track is under repair, the driver should be cautious to reduce the speed and prepare to stop at any moment. Okay, these cautious indicator signals is usually provided. Suppose there is a track maintenance work is going on, or suppose there is a repairing work is going on. So it indicates the driver of the train to move with caution. Okay, it indicates the driver that the train speed should be reduced and train needs to be ready and it should be prepared to stop at any moment. Okay, the train has to be prepared, that the driver has to be prepared to stop at any moment. Okay, This is called as caution indicator. I'll show you the in the image. This is the caution indicator. This is the sign of caution indicator. Okay, suppose there is a one railway line. Suppose this is a railway line and there is a repairing work is going on. Okay, in this line there is a repairing work is going on. Train is coming from this direction. So here this caution indicator is provided at this point. Okay, so train will move slowly it will move, and then suddenly the signal comes and train stops here. Okay, this caution indicator starts from here. Okay, at a, for example, 1 to 2 kilometer from the repairing work. Okay, this caution indicator usually indicates the train needs to move very slowly because there is a repairing work is going on. Okay, so this is called caution indicator. Next is a speed indicator. This is the same as the speed limit in roadway. Okay, the driver should drive the train at the speed indicated on the board. Okay, suppose there is a valley, there is a any work is going on, so the speed indicator usually provided, it indicates the limits of speed limit, for example 50 kilometer to 60 kmph. The same thing you might have seen in the roadway. Okay, you might have seen the speed limits is there. Train can your bike cannot move above 50, above 80. Okay, so this is a speed indicator which is the same in case of railway also. So I'll show you, this is the speed indicator 55. It means train cannot move more than 55. Okay, 55, this is a speed limit. Next is a stop indicator. These signals indicate the driver to stop the train at once. Okay, this is also a stop indicator. If it provided, it means train has to stop here. Okay, and next is a shunting indicator. This signal marks the limit of shunting operation. Shunting means, suppose divergence. Shunting means divergence. For example, this is a shunting operation. So train there is a mark. This shunting operation may be provided here. May be provided here. This shunting indication. The train can, there is a shunting in the route, and the shunting indicator indicates that there is a shunting operation, or train will, there is a divergence in the line. Okay, this is a shunting. Okay, this is a sign of shunting limit. Next is terminal signal. This signal shows that driver can resume to normal speed. For example, train, there is a speed limit. Okay, when the speed limit ends, terminal stage signal is provided, termination signal. When the speed limit ends. Okay, see, this is a speed limit end indicator. This speed limit, and this is a speed limit end indicator. Okay, so these are the special signals. I hope you have understood this concept of signals. We have covered all the types of signals in two parts. Okay, please watch the first part if you have not seen it yet. Okay, so this is a signaling system part 1 and signaling system part 2. Okay, we are almost in the end of the third unit. Just interlocking and centralized traffic system remains. We will see this in next lecture. So the third unit will, we will finish the third unit in next lecture. Okay, I hope you have understood this topic. If you have any query, you can ask me. Thank you so much.